As I look forward to parenthood and this next chapter in life, I often find myself thinking about what I can do to prepare and care for our little one on the way. But lately, I've been reminded that one of the greatest things that I can do to care for our baby is to take care of myself well now, during this season of pregnancy. And that in taking time to nourish my mind, body, and soul, I'm not only able to thrive personally and to enjoy this precious season more, but I'm fostering a positive environment in which my child can grow and prepare for their entrance to the world in just a few short months. So I've committed to practicing a handful of small, daily, healthy habits, knowing that they are foundational to my personal well-being and to that of my child. Those habits begin right when I wake up. And in many ways, those first few hours of the day look similar to what they have for me in years past. I'll get up, make my bed, spend some time on personal care, do some reading, eat breakfast, and get ready for the day. But within that basic structure, there are a number of subtle shifts and small changes that I've made. A great example of this is when I wake up. Throughout my pregnancy, I've noticed myself needing a bit more sleep every single day, and so I've started setting my alarm for 30 minutes later just to get that extra little bit of sleep that I need. And of course, some things haven't changed. I still make a priority of making my bed right after getting up. To me, it is one of those small but essential habits that really sets my day up for success and productivity. But then when it comes to personal care, fortunately, I have passed the point in pregnancy where brushing my teeth causes a lot of nausea. So I'm able to do that as normal, which has been so nice to finally feel like I'm able to properly clean my teeth again. There was a few month stretch in there where it felt like it took all of the willpower I had just to be able to get through the toothbrushing process. But then for skincare, I have adjusted several of the products I was using to be more pregnancy friendly, as well as added a few extra elements to my routine. So I'll begin just with washing my face with water and a microfiber cloth to kind of give myself a blank slate. Then I've really been enjoying going in with this day cream moisturizer from Dine Beauty, which is pregnancy safe and feels amazing on my skin. And for my face, that's really all I'll do during this season. I've really enjoyed keeping things ultra minimal. And then as my stomach has continued to grow, and I do feel like it's been going through a major growth spurt in the past couple of weeks, I really like taking a bit of time to moisturize that as well. And since probably halfway through the second trimester, I've been using a duo of products on my belly. So I'll first go in with some bio oil, which just feels amazing on my stomach, really gives it just this beautiful layer of moisture. Then on top of that, I'll apply this Palmer's Stretch Mark Lotion. And it's a bit thicker and I feel like kind of locks in the moisture. I think the goal of both of those products is to reduce stretch marks, but from everything that I've read, that's fairly well determined by your genetics. However, I have to say, especially during times when I've been able to feel my bump growing a lot in a short period of time, just provides a lot of relief from some of the tightness that I felt on my stomach. But then with my skincare finished, I like to move over to our living space to prepare my coffee and to do a bit of reading. And yes, my daily cold brew is still an integral part of my morning, but I have switched to using a smaller cup just to limit my caffeine intake. It does help to keep me regular though, which especially during pregnancy is important. And then with my coffee, I'll often pour myself either a glass of chocolate milk or juice, just depending on what I have on hand, so I can take that with my prenatal vitamins. So I'll just take all that over to the couch and drink those while I enjoy a bit of time reading. My quiet time is really one of those things that helps ground and center me for the day. For soul care, I like to begin just with reading a bit of the Bible. So on this day, I was in the book of Ephesians. This is another one of those key habits that really helps me to start the day off right. And then after a bit, I'll typically transition to reading a few pages of whatever fiction or nonfiction book I'm currently in the middle of. Right now, I'm working my way through simplicity parenting and gleaning a lot from that. As an expecting mom, I found myself wondering a lot about how I can let my kid be a kid, especially in this digital age. And it provides so many helpful ideas, tools, so much research and information as well. So if you are an expecting mother as well, or currently a mom, I would highly recommend it. And then once I get to a good stopping place, I'll put my book down, begin preparing myself some breakfast. Taking time to prepare and to eat a nourishing breakfast is something that I've always found important, but now more than ever, I find it vital. It's funny, but not altogether surprising that really for the first time in as long as I can remember, I now wake up hungry, or at least get hungry fairly soon after getting up. And so some days I don't even wait until after I read. I'll just read and enjoy breakfast right alongside each other. Regardless of when I eat, I like to focus on having nourishing foods that will support my body and growing baby. So I try to pick meals that incorporate good sources of protein, calcium, and some kind of fruit or vegetable. So on some days, this looks like me having Greek yogurt with protein granola and fruit. On others, I'll have toast, eggs, and a side of fruit or a vegetable. But then one of my favorite easy breakfasts, and something I've been enjoying a lot recently, is these Kodiak protein waffles. And I'll top them with a bit of Greek yogurt. I've especially been loving either honey or vanilla Greek yogurt. Kind of makes it feel a little bit like whipped cream. Then I'll put on some berries. I'll usually just heat them up in the microwave, and then just a little drizzle of maple syrup on top. They're that amazing combination of being delicious, very satiating, checking a lot of those nourishing boxes. So I'll have that, usually with a bit of water. Then once I finish, I'll get dressed, get ready to begin my day. Okay, then let's talk about a habit that takes a few different forms, but that has done wonders for my mental health. That's to talk to someone. I know that everything is about to change, and a lot is changing already. So to prepare for and to navigate that can make a huge difference to have someone to walk through it with you. So sometimes that looks like talking to my husband, a friend, a fellow mom, but in seasons with so much going on, therapy can also be a huge help. And that's true whether you're pregnant or facing any other big challenge, which is why I am so excited that BetterHelp is sponsoring this portion of today's video. BetterHelp makes starting therapy easy and so much less intimidating, especially if you're newer to it. The way it works is you just fill out a questionnaire that will ask you questions about what kind of challenges you're going through, what kind of therapist you'd like to work with. And from there, you'll be matched with a therapist, in most cases within 48 hours. And what's so great is that BetterHelp has over 30,000 therapists in their network, so you can gain access to a broader range of expertise that may be available in your city. BetterHelp is all about making therapy approachable too, so you can schedule your therapy sessions at a time that's convenient for you, either as a phone call, a video chat, or even via messaging, just whatever you're most comfortable with. Plus, if you feel like your therapist isn't a great fit, you can switch therapists with just a click of a button in your settings at no additional cost. So if you think therapy may be right for you, join the over 4 million people who've used BetterHelp to start living a happier, healthier life. To get started, just click on the link in the description box below or go to betterhelp.com/Ashlynne Eaton. When you use that link, not only does it help to support my channel, but it will also get you 10% off your first month at BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. I cannot say enough that just the incredible impact that having someone to talk through and to walk through the changes and challenges of this season of pregnancy, the difference that that truly has made. Then another simple habit that I've been making a real effort to practice daily is to drink plenty of water. It goes without saying that water is an essential ingredient to life. We need water to support our basic functioning. That's a need that's only increased during pregnancy. According to the National Institute of Health, women require more water during pregnancy to support fetal circulation, amniotic fluid, and higher blood volume. So as simple as it is, I find that drinking enough water really just helps to ensure that everything is working properly. On days when I get enough water, it's one of those things that I don't always notice the benefits that it's providing. You can better believe when I'm not drinking enough, I sure do feel the effects of it, often dealing with tension headaches, feeling lethargic, or having inconsistent bowel movements, which especially since there are so many medications that you just can't take during pregnancy, not something that you want to be dealing with. So I try to drink a lot of water throughout the day. Typically, I'll go through one of these 40-ounce tumblers of water in the morning, one in the afternoon, and then about half to another full tumbler in the evening. Although I do try to cut off my water consumption an hour or two before bed, that way I'm not up all night having to pee. That may sound like a lot, having somewhere between 80 and 120 ounces of water in a given day, but I can honestly say that I feel so much better for it. Then fast forwarding a bit in my day, and typically as soon as I get off work, I like to spend some time moving my body. Of course, now that I'm well into my third trimester, my daily workouts look a lot different now than they did in my first or second trimesters. Not able to do quite as much, and what it looks like to support my body well has kind of changed and evolved over time. I think the big thing, regardless of where you're at in pregnancy, is just to listen to your body. You know what's best for you. Then just do what you can to incorporate daily movement, whether that's big or small. In talking about the benefits that exercising throughout pregnancy can bring, the American Pregnancy Association mentions that it can help increase your energy and mood, reduce pregnancy-related aches and pains, help you to sleep better, and even improve your ability to cope with labor. So I'm continuing to prioritize daily exercise and just listening to my body and modifying as needed as I go. As we head into the evening, I like to turn my attention, my focus towards spending time with loved ones. For me, that looks like quality time with my husband. Now, what this looks like can be a lot of things. It might be family meals, conversation around a table, playing games together, watching a movie, a TV show, even just reading side by side. But it truly is just those quiet, slow moments spent together that just bring so much joy and fulfillment to my everyday life. And recently, it's been hitting me like never before that my family is only going to look like this for just a little bit longer. So while I am just so excited for the changes to come, for the growth of our family, I also want to cherish every second I have left with just Christopher and I, making memories, knowing that this season is fleeting. Then to kind of close out my day, towards 9 to 10 p.m., I like to spend some time winding down and getting ready for bed. The further I get into pregnancy, the harder sleep is to come by, the more I really try to make it a priority. To prepare for a restful night, I'll do a bit of skincare, wash my face, put on a moisturizing night cream, also change into comfy clothes. I'll often read a bit too. I find it to be a great screen-free way to de-stress and relax. But then when I'm ready for bed, I'll take a few moments to arrange my pregnancy pillow, usually take a couple of Tums because that's when my heartburn does tend to flare up the most. And I'll settle in and turn off the lights in time to hopefully get about 9 hours of sleep. Of course, I say hopefully because it's one of those things that as much as I try, doesn't always happen, but I found that by going to bed a bit earlier, setting my alarm for 30 minutes later, really does help make it so that even on nights where I don't sleep as well, if I aim for 9, I usually end up somewhere close to 8 hours of sleep. So those are the habits, but I want to be clear, I don't do them all perfectly every single day. And sometimes, as much as I try, things just don't go to plan. However, I am a big believer in doing what you can to set yourself up for success, letting the results be what they'll be. I feel so much better knowing that I've put in the work personally, and more often than not, the investment that I make in these healthy habits reaps a far greater return than what I put in. Now, I'd love to know, what are some of the daily habits that you like to practice, whether you're pregnant or not, to support your body mentally, physically, and spiritually? Be sure to let me know down in the comments. And as always, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, friends.